Yeah, so we're live. We have Young Agro. He's going to be running through. Is this part 6 now of your getting started tutorial series that you're going to be touching on?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. We have the Eliza community here. We'll be taking questions from them as we go through this. And yeah, if you listen to this on YouTube retrospectively, look in the description. There's a link on how to join. Young Agro is one of our core engineers. He's been building the framework for months now. So he is your person if you're looking for some support on your own agent as well. And I'll pass that over to you, Young Agro. Keep quiet.
All right, awesome. No, definitely don't keep quiet. Let me know because I'm probably not going to monitor the chat that well. So yeah, let me know what people are saying. If you
Would
would.
do.
And yeah, so glad to be here, everyone. I'm Young Algorithm. I'm one of the core developers. Today, we're going to do a bunch of stuff surrounding getting started on Eliza. So this is for anyone who wants to use our framework for their whatever their dream is for agentic AI. Maybe you have something that's connected to Web3, maybe you don't. Eliza supports all that stuff. So I'm just going to go through everything today. And we are going to use the CLI as our main entry point. This is the elizaOS CLI. If you don't have it installed, you can go over to eliza.how and you can follow the instructions here, the quick start instructions to get the CLI installed. If you already have Node 23.3 or higher and Bun installed on your machine, if you're some sort of cracked dev and already have those things, then you can just run this command here and then you will get a response when you say elizaOS in your terminal. If you don't have these things, then that's cool. I'm happy to help you guys get them installed if you'd like, but I'm just going to assume that you do or you know how to install these things and keep going. So once you have the CLI installed, there's a couple things that we can do here in the CLI. And these are basically all the CRUD operations that you could possibly think of for Eliza. So we have create here, which is our main entry point. And from there, we have monorepo. This is not going to be useful to you if you are just trying to create your own project. This is for people contributing to the elizaOS open source core, which is like probably not 90% of people, which is totally fine. So probably if you want to do something with Eliza, you probably want to do something like this. You probably want to, I forgot what I was typing, type project. You probably want to create a project. And today we are going to use a Postgres DB instead of a PG-Lite DB, which is local. Hank, let me know if I'm just like talking about the wrong things right now.
No, man, you're good.
You're good. So we're using Postgres and OpenAI. Shout out Sam Altman. Postgres is going to be here. We're going to use Neon for this. And yeah, could you give me some screen share cover right now, Hank, for 2 seconds?
Yeah. There you go, sir. You're safe.
All right. So I'm just putting in my my Postgres, like it's not a key, it's a URL, and my OpenAI key. All right, man, you can turn me back on.
Not too early this time, am
I? So yeah, so I have this Postgres URL. I guess you guys can see it. That's kind of, I don't really care that much. And then my OpenAI key is redacted, which is very nice. So we just created a project. So what does that mean? Well, chill out for a second. Just trust me. It's what we need. I'm going to open it up here in Cursor and basically show you guys around. So this is our project. Here's our envs. This is going to show, OpenAI and the Postgres keys here. And this is like our main entry point. So within the elizaOS nomenclature, project is a collection of agents that have, it's basically a container for one or more agents who have the ability to use one or more plugins. That's what a project is. So it starts you off with this default Eliza character, which is right here. This is the Eliza that we all know and love, and this is a TypeScript file. Here we have her personality is defined, so she's pretty agreeable and like has a pretty vanilla personality. If we want to make them pop off the screen, then this is where we do it by changing their style, but changing their bio and all these cool things that you can do. And then here's a test plugin. There's multiple ways to develop a plugin within Eliza, but here's like a test one. And then all here we have our configs, which will look pretty normal to anyone who's used to working in TypeScript. If you're not, it's cool. I'm going to show you what to do. So right now we CD'd into this project and we have our keys in here with OpenAI. So if I just run elizaOS start, that's going to start my local server. And it's actually going to create this .eliza here, which is going to spin up all my databases. It's just doing that right now. But if you see here, if I just wait, it's low-key taking a minute this week. I wonder why. Yeah, so you can see here we have a PG-Lite database that got spun up in here, and also these like configs. So if I go over to localhost, then we can see here's Eliza, and here's all of the stuff that we saw in our IDE over here. So see her bio is here, system prompt is here, and then we see the system prompt here. The bio is here, right? And the plugins that we had configured are here. SQL and Bootstrap are always going to come. Those are like, you can't really turn those off. Those are core. And then OpenAI is because we configured that key. Here's our OpenAI key, the secret that I don't want you guys to see, and the Postgres URL. So we can see that we can do environment management through the GUI, as well as, here in our env. And then, do we want to do environment management in the CLI? Well, we got you covered. If I could just type, if we run env flag help, we can see here that it's going to show us all of our environment variables in the CLI. Now, why we made the CLI very extendable, because we want agents to be able to use the CLI in shells. That's a design choice, because you might be like, well, why do we need to be able to like touch the env or whatever from the GUI and from the IDE and from the CLI? Well, that's why. If we run like env list, I can see all my keys here, and we're redacting them so we can stream. Incredible. If I were to add some more keys, then they would come up. So basically, like, I could copy them over from this env example file and paste them into my env here, and those would show up. So if we wanted to add like Discord, for example, we could do that just by copy and pasting these in and putting key value pairs in there. And these ones, some of them, and I mean, you could like code it however you want, but out of the box, Discord, Twitter, Telegram, and any of the models like Google or OpenAI or OpenRouter, Anthropic, all of these have logic in there where it's like, hey, if the related envs are in the env file, then automatically install the plugin, right? That's what this like code snippet means. So there are some plugins that don't have that, like basically all of the plugins that are not here. So if you wanted to import a plugin that's not there, like you would basically just see this plugins array that we're inside of. You just go here and you'd be like at Eliza, like, plugin kink, right? And then it would import that plugin. But yeah, we have this conditional logic here, looking for the key and importing the plugin if it's there, and ignoring it if it's not. Cool. So yeah, we already just really quickly showed you how to start an agent and talk to the agent in the GUI. I showed you how to change the character file and customize it, customize its personality. And I kind of didn't really talk about plugins yet, but I kind of did show you. So this is the plugins that are available. So if I were to add any of these plugins like Clanker, if I were to go and add Clanker in this list right here, like here, like that would import the Clanker plugin. I'm not super familiar with it, so I don't know what keys we need for that. So it might fail, but that's the general thing that you want to do is like import this plugin, and I don't know, we can like see what happens and just YOLO it. I'm sure obviously it needs a key. I know what Clanker does, but I can just show you guys how it kind of does stuff. So basically we're starting right now. It's like doing some migrations, and now we have an error. So it's trying to, don't worry, this is totally expected, guys. We have an error that it's not finding this Clanker plugin in npm.js or no. So let's go over there and see if this exists. So, that 404 is like we thought it would. If we go to the npm registry here, npm.js, and then we go like elizaOS Clanker or like plugin Clanker, I don't really see it, right? So it's looking for plugin Clanker on npm, but it's not finding it. So we could try to go here. Here is plugin Clanker. Here's a GitHub for it. And it looks like SEO and TCM made it. And yeah, elizaOS plugin Clanker. So it doesn't seem to be on npm. Yeah, it's not on npm. And let's see if failed to load plugin module, plugin install in. Okay, so failed to load. Yeah, and it does not have the plugin list. Okay, cool. So basically what we might want to do is like import it locally, because we have the code here. Wait, where is it? Here. So what we could do is like copy this code onto our machine, clone it, and then put it in our project, like anywhere, like probably in a folder called plugins or something. And then we could import it locally. We would just set the path of it, like in our index file, we could just set the path up here to be like a local import, and then import it here in our character. And that's how we would do it locally. So anyway, that is, any questions from the chat, Kank, or anything that people want to?
No, nothing at the moment. I mean, if you're listening in and you have questions about what Jung's just run through specifically, please drop it into the chat. If you have questions and you're building something else and you're just working on an agent and maybe you want us to dive in with you on something that is adjacent to this, you can also share that with us. It's a bit of an open session. But yeah, nothing at the moment, Jung.
Okay, cool.
Go, but yeah, I think they're just absorbing.
Awesome. Well, let me show you guys how to get this thing running. In production, which is coming out pretty soon. The videos for it, but what we want to do is basically use this Fala. Now, in Eliza, we have this TEE command, which is a wrapper for Fala. But you can see here that it's just like, it's just a wrapper. So right now, you might as well just save yourself the extra typing instead of Eliza TEE Fala and then whatever. Just write Fala and install their CLI. Fala network. This is it. And yeah, let's just go to the Fala docs. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to like Dockerize and containerize your application and deploy it on the cloud, like super easy. So Fala Cloud or Fala CLI docs. Yeah. Yeah, so this is super easy. Basically what we want to do is just auth in. So auth status. I'm just going to see if I'm logged in. It seems like I'm not. Failed to get user information. So Fala auth login, enter API key. Can you cover me for a second?
Yeah, you're on. You're safe.
All right, time to
No one will get your API key.
pull up my passport, social security number.
Your PIN number, your seed phrase.
Yeah, seed phrase,
Private keys.
everything. Let me create. Okay. Yeah. So one, not yet. Yeah, or you can turn me on for a second actually.
Okay.
So basically what I'm doing here is I'm trying to do Fala auth login and I'm trying to add the API key here. And look, I'm getting this error, right? So if I look at the top, what you need to do is actually have this set in your environment variables. So you can't just do like Fala auth login. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my env file like this. So can you turn me off again?
Yep. You're off.
90% of development is just figuring out how to pass API keys. That's my tip for the day. Okay, so I just put it here. Keep me off. I just put it in. I just put it in the env file, and it also is still giving me an error. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write export Fala API key and then like do that in my CLI, and that's what I'm going to do. All right, you can turn me.
Turn you back on, baby.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready to be turned on.
There you go.
Fala auth status. Yeah. All right. Check that out. See how good I am at programming. So yeah, you just have to write like export Fala whatever.
So this isn't the T, is it? Is this actually?
No, this is the T. This is the T.
Okay, so this is, I guess it's like taking that back a step. So
yeah,
we embedded Fala's T solution into the framework in a bit more of.
Yeah. Yes. So I mean, like we have this command, this T command, right?
Yeah.
But when we call it, it's just a wrapper for this Fala command. Like, so if you want to run stuff, you go like Eliza T Fala, like Eliza TEE Fala, and then it just shows you this, right? Or I can just write this Fala, and it shows me the same thing. So really, what I'm suggesting people to do is just like go here, go to Fala instead of using elizaOS T, like just use it Fala. I think because you get to save yourself like typing those extra characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, like basically just go there. Yeah, if we run Fala, first we have to auth in, and I think we have to auth in Docker as well. Docker login. Let me see if I'm logged in. Young algorithm. Okay, so I'm already logged in. So basically, I'm logged into Fala and I'm logged into Docker Hub. And right now, all I need to do, I'm in my project, right? And I have my keys in there, and it's like working, right? So we talk to our agent on the GUI, and I didn't import any fancy plugins or anything, but I showed you guys how to do that. That's pretty easy to do. But let's say like you wanted to have a Discord bot that was on 24/7, and you didn't want to be running it from your local machine. Like, you know, if you wanted to be running 24/7, you just need to like have this like elizaOS start command like constantly running on a machine. The port would close all the time. It's not obviously the correct way to do it. So once you have your bot working like you want, or you have like a Telegram bot or a Discord bot or literally whatever, what we're gonna do is just like follow this. You follow these steps. So basically, create your Fallow account, Docker Hub account. Make sure you're opt into both of those. The docs are right here too. I'm going to copy and paste these in. And yeah, so basically once we're opt in, we want to, let me see, CLI, Fallow, CLI docs. Quick start. Okay. Fallow clouds. Yeah, deploy CVM. So that's what you want to do. So yeah, login. All right, this is showing you how to do it not from the CLI. Is there something that's CLI particular? That's okay. I'll just go through my, I have a list here. So CD code. I just need some really quick commands from the episode script. Yeah, so here it is. So basically we need this build command, this push, and then this this guy. So one thing that I did, which I should not do, is I created a project, but we need to create a T project. So I'm basically actually gonna just scratch all of this. I mean, not all of it, but I'm removing this project we created. I'm popping a new screen, elizaOS create, type T, ASD, T. So this is a TEE project. Last one we created was not TEE. Postgres, OpenAI. Ken, can you cover me for a sec?
Yeah. You're safe.
All right. And let me just put that in there.
Should have copied the ENV.
OpenAI key. I know. All right. So while that is, so we're in the same spot that we were like just 2 seconds ago, which is really good because it's just that easy. And I'm going to open up my TEE project here. And this project is going to look exactly the same as the regular project, but it's going to have these Docker files in it. So see all these things, Docker file, Docker compose, and Docker ignore, right? So this is like, oh, sorry.
I still had your screen out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is like all of our, basically has all of our Docker stuff. So Fallow works with Docker. So what we want to do is like, we want to build this into a Docker image, but we're going to get errors if we don't have key value pairs for all of these things. Now, some of them already have key value pairs in them and some of them don't, but yeah, basically what you're going to want to do is make sure that you have at least the key for all of these. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like in like an empty file, keys.markdown. Yeah, so basically let's just go and here .env.example. Okay, so we want it to look like this. Basically, I wish I knew how to do the like highlight multiple of these at once, but basically it's gonna complain if you don't have values for all of these or keys for all of these. You don't need values for all of them. So Red Pill, 11 Labs, these are all plugins that we're not using in this example.
So you have to get rid of it. Can't you just comment it
Yeah.
out?
Well, no, we don't need values for them, but we need, like, we're basically just gonna go like that, which is stupid, but that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna just go like that and solve this. I think these are like different. Yeah, this Discord ones, we saw these before. Bird Eye, same thing. We're gonna go like that. Postgres URL, and we have these server port. It can be 3000. Yeah, and that's basically how we're gonna do it. I go over this better in the video, so I'm not like gonna leave you hanging. When that video comes out, it tells you exactly what to do. And I think probably we should just set up the env file to be a little more like the default env file to kind of say that stuff. Or we could change the Docker file. It doesn't really matter. So could you just give me cover for a sec while I fix my ENVs?
I'll bring you straight back in as well.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm just copying and pasting stuff into my env file, guys. So yeah, I'm kind of Eliza. Yeah, I think these are gonna be all right, but yeah, let's just, okay, cool. I'm good. All right, so here's my keys, right? I have a bunch of kind of like bullshit keys in here. I think this is correct, but we might need actual key value pairs and not these like variables, but we'll see. Again, I have this in the video what you exactly need, but you just want to, yeah. But you just want to fix this. You just want to fix this env because it's going to throw you an error when you try to build. So what we're going to do is just go over here and go here, and we're going to build. So we're here, and we're in our TEE project. So I'm building like a Docker image right now. So I'm giving it a tag. These are all arbitrary things. I'm just going to call it Eliza T demo. And I think we're going to get a build error if we did the envs wrong. I'm not exactly sure. We might need to. But yeah, basically this is going to build a Docker image for me like right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Docker image.
This is the key. Sorry, say again.
So the Docker image lives as an external I guess that makes sense if it's the T. So the T lives in a Docker. Is that correct?
Yes. So I'm like not gonna pretend to be super up on T stuff. Like I'm not the best T person on the team. But what I do know a good amount about is Docker. So Docker is like kind of just gonna containerize our application for us. Why can't I click this? Docker can go to like
StreamYard tab is covering your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Here, let me just go here. Docker. Does that work? Yeah, but basically what I'm just gonna quickly fix this because I think I kind of, yeah. So Postgres, OpenAI, we have these, right? Discord application, we're not using these. So I'm just gonna remove those. And then T mode production, T vendor Fala, server port. And then these things, see, we're like not really even putting anything in there, so it's totally fine. So I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna call it something else because we just demo two. And yeah, basically what it does, Kank, is it like creates an image, it builds an image, like a kind of like a crystallized image of the code, like a compilation of the code, which then can be like mounted on on like a compute, you know, like a droplet on DigitalOcean or in AWS or whatever. So it kind of like freezes your code in time, like a compiled version of your code, so it can run like in like an isolated environment, basically.
Yeah.
And the T stuff is like all like built, like baked in with Fala, basically. Yeah. All right, we have a log. So let's see, it's in here, Fala Cloud. Where was that? Fala Cloud. Okay, here it is. So yeah, let's see. Load metadata. Okay, wait, let's see which one's newer. Okay, so this one is the new one. Yeah. 19. Yeah, I think. Yeah,
19th of August is pretty new.
Yeah, failed. Okay, so did not bun run build. Okay, so I think what we maybe didn't do is run. I think I might need to run this first. If this gives us an error, then we know right away. But yeah, I think I just like didn't build the project first, which potentially makes sense. So I'm running 3 right now. Let's see if that works. Okay, we have another. Let's see what that said. Error failed to build. Okay, wait. Okay, so that's not the only issue here. Type declaration. Oh, okay. I remember this. So yeah, so this is probably going to get patched pretty soon. But see this here, we have to get rid of that, this test declaration, and this. So you don't need tests when you deploy something to Docker. Generally, you don't include tests like when you push something to production and it was in there. So it's basically looking for the test, and then in our TS config, it's like saying not to export tests, I think. So then it's like, oh, I'm looking for a test. Oh, there is no test. I'm throwing an error. I think I have a PR. I thought my PR got merged to get rid of that. It did, but I haven't updated my CLI. That's what happened. See, guys, what a good lesson. This is why you need to update your CLI. Look, look, if I run elizaOS right now, look what it told me. Okay.
Is that not the latest version?
Now it is. So now I'm just like, maybe I need to compile again. I'm not really sure, but still, this is a very important. Yeah, because that's what happened. Because I haven't built my local again. So right now it's copying templates from an old template of T project, which does not have this deletion in there, even though this got merged like a couple hours ago. Yeah, it's right here. See. Anyway, okay, so now we built. Now what we do is we go over here and we run this. Oh yeah, we just run Fala Docker push. So first we build, then we push. We just select this image, it pushes, and then we will run this. Yeah, we're just gonna add this here. Sometimes you just do stuff when you want code to work and you're not exactly sure why. It's like, it's like you have some sort of weird superstition or something. So I want to do this add this Docker image. I'm not sure if it'll work if you don't add this or not.
Okay.
Oh, failed to push. Okay, let's see. Failed to authorize. What? I don't even know what this means. Who knows what a 504 is?
504.
Gateway timed out, it says. Docker. Do you need to
Okay,
start
so-
Docker locally?
Yeah. Well, let's see if I get. Okay, well, I do have Docker up. Because see, if Docker isn't running, then if I run Docker, I think. But also, dude, I think it's kind of because I can't. Why can't I open up Docker Desktop?
Can you move that StreamYard tab? StreamYard screen. Can you drag that
Well,
across?
but like I'm still like even if I just
Still
go
have it
here, yeah, it's like I'm like, what is going on? Like, is there some sort of you're not allowed to run Docker when you're I mean, we kind of did most of the work, but I would like to like see what. Okay, let me see. Fala Docker auth. Fala Docker login. Young algorithm. Yeah, I'm in. I mean, I'm gonna try again, but I might not. Let's see. I didn't really change anything, so generally, if you don't change anything, you'll still get an error. But maybe they're like off. Their server is down. Unlikely, but
Have a look. Let's see.
ensure you can reach auth.docker.io from your machine. Yeah. See. Docker. Can you cover me for a second?
Actually says active incident updated a few seconds ago. Hub UI down, partial service disruption.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. It just worked. Actually, it pushed right. So that's probably the only time that's ever happened in the history of a demo where actually their server actually was down.
She says hub UI down, partial service disruption, Docker authenticate components, Docker authentication, Docker Hub web services. So.
All right. Well, damn, guys.
Well, that was fourth. That was 3. Oh no, that would have been like 440. Yeah. So. Yeah. Is it working now?
Yeah, it is.
Oh wow.
So what I'm doing is I'm just taking that image that's like right. They're giving me it right here, and I'm putting it in my env file. Again, this might be superstitious, but I just haven't had the time to do it without doing that, and I think I need to. So, all right, cool. Then we're just going to run this final command, which is a CVMS command. So I'm just going to copy and paste this in, and see these flags here are just pointing to our compose file, our Docker compose, which we already looked at earlier, and our env file. It's basically just flagging where those are, and then I'm just going to change this name to the name of my this Docker image without the version. So it's going to be there, and then boom. Oh, failed to. What? Let's see what this means. Failed to get pub key. Failed to get pub key.
Pub sub key, pub sub.
It's failing to retrieve was well formed but contains invalid data. The CVM. Okay. Yeah, might not be compatible. Okay. CVM. This looks correctly formed to me. Can always just try it again. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay. Let me see if I'm supposed to put that. Yeah, I am supposed to put the version in there. It could be something with that. Docker image is there. tdemo 4. And there might be something really obviously wrong here. Compose Docker, compose. I'm in a T, CVM, young algorithm. I can try this. I don't think this is going to work, but I can try changing the image name with the version. That's one thing we can try to do. But I kind of explicitly remember, that it doesn't take that. Huh. Whoa. Let's see if cursor. What do you think is going wrong? It's like the last step. Yeah. Okay. It wants me to. Okay, so it just doesn't want me to put my young algorithm name in there. That's what it wants. Yeah. It just wants. I don't know if you guys just not see what I'm doing right now? Let me put it up.
I can see what you're doing right now. I think everybody can.
Is this right? Yeah. Okay. So you just don't put your name first in this. Yeah. Actually, yeah, it says that in my. I just wasn't following instructions. Yeah. So you just don't put the young algorithm or whatever your name is like first with the slash. It's just the name of the image.
So the takeout here is follow your guide, right?
Follow your own guide. Yeah. So here's like all of our stuff. And if we go here, we're not out of the weeds yet, guys, because this is basically like a computer, right? So this is like computer running on the cloud. See, we can see all of the stuff here and it's like starting everything up. So here's the kernel and look, it's like booting Eliza, right?
Nice.
So let's just give this thing a little bit of time. But yeah, plug for Fala because I see a lot of people asking in the Discord sometimes, like where to host their agents, right? A lot of people use this. I think some people use this. I've used DigitalOcean. I know for hosting like an Eliza, like a pretty basic one, DigitalOcean costs probably like $5 a month, I think, or $10 a month or something. But it kind of has I don't know. DigitalOcean has like a reputation of like being cheap, but also kind of just like the price increasing in ways that you don't understand, like out of your control. Yeah, so people like this one. I think it's pretty cheap. I'm not sure how easy it is to work or if they have like CLI tools. DigitalOcean, I guess, is fine. If you really love like AWS or GCP, you can use those, but those are like very kind of industrial grade things for what you're trying to do. So I really like Fala, and I've been using this like testing for a couple days, and I haven't spent more than like 10 cents. So, or like, 20 cents. So I would definitely say just, because they do TEE and they're very, Web3 in the Eliza space, like just use Fala because it's quite easy. And their team is also really responsive. So it looks like everything is working. Everything is the color green, which is a good color generally. And we can see here that like the Eliza instance is still building. Okay, but it just gave us So see what we see here, Kank? Like it's like all the stuff that we saw on our terminal earlier.
Yeah.
But it's like now it's like in this container. So if I go to network and I go here to this endpoint, now
from a technical standpoint, what you're doing here is essentially putting the agent in a immutable environment, right? That lives. It's somewhat on chain. Is that correct? It's used in art forms as a cloud. I can't imagine it's all on chain because the blockchain wouldn't really handle it very well. But
there's some sort of TEE stuff happening here. So I know that like this is the this is what the look like smart contract, the KMS attestations. I mean, Josh would Hash Warlock would be like the best person to come and talk about this stuff and give like a TEE. I'm not, the TEE guy on the team, so I can't, I'm not the right guy to talk about this, but I think there's got to be a lot of information online, and obviously TEEs for validating data origins and authenticity and stuff. And I know some of the smartest Web3 devs are like very into it, and it's definitely very aligned with like all the Web3 stuff. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's a really good point. So we get like both the we get both of like the power of like a cloud, right? And also it's happening on a TEE. So if you want to build your application on like an extra layer of impressive Web3 cryptography, then you can do that like out of the box. So here we have our Eliza chat. Eliza, what should we work on today? And we have like everything running in a production environment right now. So, I mean, I could think of like 50 different things that we could do if you wanted to deploy an agent and change this front end to like be your company's front end, and then we could just like make the Eliza, we could train all of her knowledge on all of the information about your organization and have like a chat ability. So when people came on your website, they could, get information about your organization or whatever. That's just one like small stepping stone. But yet all of this like front end is here. It's totally editable, and obviously the back end, all that stuff. We went over the whole first part, like how to change plugins and stuff. So I think that's a good place to stop. I don't know if there's any questions or.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I have one question. So within the docs, if obviously your video is going to be a great piece to follow along, is there a specific section for the for setting this up? Is there a written guide?
That's a good question. I don't think we do have a TEE section other than like the CLI command. So see here we have like stuff about the Eliza TEE, but I'm definitely going to add, I'm actually working on this. I'm working on the documentation this week, which is part of why I want to like come on and make some videos. But in the meantime, I would say just use the Fallow docs, and with a little persistence, I'm sure that you can figure it out. Basically, you just got to auth into Fallow, auth into Docker, build the Docker image, push it, and then run that CVMS command, and you got yourself a production application.
Nice. There's somebody with their hand up in the audience. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the stream. If you're listening on YouTube retrospectively, hop into our Discord. We're in these sessions each week. And if you want to follow along, that's great. If you want to dive into your project, we're also going to open this up to a bit more of a technical deep dive into whatever topic we feel like once the tutorial series is done. So let us know. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks Young Arrow for putting this together.